Fight. No, that's not that good a hand. I don't see Firebat's hand. It's kind of bugged, I think, right?
Yeah, I don't see it. I think the mulligan went straight to his hand, so we're gonna be just seeing it as soon as it zooms out, and he gets.
Oh, wow.
He's got a Guardian of Kings. Oh no! Don't tell me this is purple turtle.
The what?
The purple turtle. You don't know the purple turtle? Okay, it's
Apparently not.
No, it's Purple Drank, who played a very defensive Paladin deck.
I think that's it, because Purple Drank is the coach of Archon, I think, right?
I think he's at least with them now with Zale, so he's he's cooperating with Firebat as closely as ever, I think. And that's a deck that runs double Guardian, double Lay on Hands, double Shredder, and it just values outvalues you with double Golem and double Shredder.
I think that's
pretty intense. It's a really good deck too, I love that. And that's a really amazing start though for Sjow, that double Shade right off the bat, and no Consecration nor Equality Pyro inside for Firebat at the moment.
Insanely good, and there's even a swipe to deal with those 1/1s.
Oh man, Firebat is not representing the removal. Sjow might overextend in this board if you had a 4-drop.
Well, he has a Pyromancer with Equality, so if we'll see a swipe this turn, and I think we will, because why would you get the Paladin an option to play Quartermaster in turn 5, right?
Yep.
So now
I think you should attack here.
Yeah, definitely. And then it has to be Pyromancer Equality, right?
You can't play anything else that makes any sense at this point,
Yeah.
so Firebat not going for the Pyromancer Equality last turn, knowing that his opponent will probably end up swiping his stuff. So that takes one swipe out of the way, and he's going to cure very nicely into the Sky Golem.
Yeah, that's very true.
Well,
but Sjow is not doing bad either.
Oh, he's got a really good hand right now.
Yeah, the low tap on turn 5 is really strong, even if there will be no spells to play.
Yep.
A one attack creature for a druid is not useless like for other classes because of the Savage Roar. So it's still fine. And now we'll see a Palted Shredder and Rav to the.
I don't mind.
Well, maybe you will actually kill the Acolyte, right?
I mean, you want to deny as much card draw as possible. I mean, Sjow has had no sign so far. This Firebat deck is, the controlled Paladin heavy. The only thing is, a lot of Paladins have been cutting Wild Pyromancers when they're playing mid-range, and as a result, this might be Show's indicator that this is probably the old-school approach to Pally, with a lot of control and very little board.
Stampeding Code is also an interesting addition to the.
Well, it's a return to the roots. It's a return to the roots. Is exactly what.
It's Sepultura, man.
It's what?
Yeah, never mind.
It's a reference I couldn't catch. Okay. Yeah. That's what I guess for not following pop culture, I guess. So he plays Ancient of Lore for card draw. He's fetching that combo, I'm fairly sure.
Well, he has to, after he sees the Guardian of the King, he will be like, oh, I have to deal 40 damage in one turn.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's not looking bad, though, but Tyrion's gonna be a Keeper of the Grove target, unless you kill it, and then Ashbringer with Harrison Jones. I mean, that is a really good way to deal with it, because you're getting actual card draw out of it, so you're fetching for your answers.
What is he thinking about right now? Innervate Hero Board? Well, your Mana Addict will get to 3 points of attack.
Yeah, it's not enough. So.
That's not...
You could go just with Wild Growth and buff the Mana Addict twice, yeah.
Okay, well that's not bad.
Yeah, he could also just go full face with this. I think this is somewhat reasonable in this position, knowing you're up against a very defensive Paladin, so the more pressure you put on him, the better off you'll be.
Humility. Oh, that's nice. And after Tyrion, there will be a trade for Ancient of Lore, I think, right?
You could kill Mana Addict if you're worried about the combo, though, because that thing becomes huge really quickly, and there's the threat of the Mana Addict.
Oh, wow, and there's the combo!
Whoa, is that enough?
Wait, how many points of damage? No, so that's not enough, that's not enough. Because you trade your face into Divine Shield, then you trade like 2 Trians into the Tyrion, then your Ancient of Lore is 7.
Here's what you could do. Here's what you could do. You Keeper the Grove Tyrion with 2 damage, you trade your stuff into him, and then you Harrison Jones for card draw.
Nah.
No. Okay.
I don't think so.
So you just Keeper the Grove Sounds, Keeper the Claw charge, and go face?
Yeah, I think so. Like the more aggressive approach is better.
Yeah, I could see that. Harrison Jones is just gonna give you value when he plays True Silver at this point.
Yeah, or Masterful Battle. Just
the battle.
The battle. To the museum.
Thing is, I don't even know if that deck plays Muster. I don't remember seeing it in that deck list, by the way. It's...
Oh, okay, then never mind.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if it does. It's probably a thing you have to be worried about somewhat.
Oh, he's dead, right? Even if he kills 2 creatures?
Yeah, he's dead. He's over dead to combo. More than dead.
Yeah.
And this is perhaps the weakness of that version of the deck. When the Druid gets the initiative and they get the ball rolling, you still can't stop them. It's the old problem with Pally. You remember back when Paladin was a thing, Control Pally was a thing. The problem with them was I need equality contact. At every time I want to kill something, I need equality contact.
Yeah.
If I don't have them, I can't remove it.
That's very true.
And Sjow is gonna take that first game.
Yeah.
Well, another Savage Roar win, but that was still really nicely played here from Sjow. I think the lines of play that he took were pretty straightforward, yet pretty solid. That Mana Addict play with Innovate. The Mana Addict play was, I think, pretty clever. I mean, it was easy to spot, but you have to make the call when you do it to go to face with it, since you want to seal the game as fast as possible before the Pally gets his late game going.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think you played 2 cards to make like a small Savage Roar just from 1 creature, but twice.
So and you maintain the wild growth, so...
Yeah, exactly. I think that's very fine.
So, Sjow's Druid is out of the lineup now. He's got a Mage and he's got a Warrior. Firebat has Paladin, Shaman, Warlock. I think you still keep the Pally, because the Mage and a Warrior are beatable with the Pally deck, especially a Control Warrior. And Sjow is very known for playing Control Warrior. I don't imagine he'd ever bring Aggro War to a tournament.
How does the Paladin pan out against Mech Mage?
I guess it's pretty solid, but I guess with this type of heavy control, you're probably better off going for... maybe one of your Warlock if it's Demon Lock or Weird Lock as Team Archon calls it. Then again, Shaman is a good hybrid between Pally and Warlock, so that would also be a good option. And since it's got such a good matchup against Warrior, that might even be the better one, I think.
Well, okay, interesting match to follow then. I would really like to see the Paladin against the Mage.
Yeah, me too. I'd like to see how it fares, but knowing how, far back... You know how Pally got overrun by a Zoo a while back?
Yeah.
That is exactly the same problem with the Mech Mage. So the version of Pally he's playing doesn't run possibly shielded mini-bots. There's a lot of things that are just not in there. You can't get that Muster Curve with Knife Juggler. You're not running those. You're running Guardian of Kings. You're running Double Shredder. You're trying to get that mid-late value instead of going for the more, aggressive approach with the Jugglers and the shielded mini-bots.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see. Like, if I would be Firebat, in this position, I would definitely pick the Paladin, I think, anyway.
Alright, so I just wanted to let you know, a lot of people are typing Greyface in the chat right now.
Oh,
with a 15-minute delay, so I'm guessing a lot of people are probably willing to see more of those demon decks in action. That'd be pretty cool.
Well, okay. We'll have to see, like, next week we can try that. Because on Thursday you'll be casting with Admirable,
Will I?
Yeah, because I'm going to Blizzard's Hearthstone Summit to get a sneak peek on Blackrock Mountain.
Oh, okay. You better give me the news about that, because I can't really attend any event that they've got.
I can't.
Oh yeah, he can't give me news. That's right. There's an NDA. What have I just done? I ruined everything. Okay, alright. So we should be hopping in the game. We have word from the admins that Firebat is going to be playing as Shaman versus Sjow's Mage. So I feel like going for Mage here for Sjow is a pretty good call if he expects, Firebat to stick to Pally. But as a result, I feel like this might just be a toss-up here. Shaman versus Mech Mage. I wouldn't give a huge edge to either of the players unless a really good Lightning Storm is found by Firebat.
We'll have to see. Like, the guessing game will always make no sense when we will see the opening hands most of the time. We'll see.
Yeah, well, I wonder if Firebat is going to bring some kind of mech shaman. We've seen quite a bit of that before.
Oh wow, there's a Gnomish Inventor in his hand.
Oh, we should be going on to the game. Caster view should be following.
Oh yeah, right. Sorry,
That's no problem.
I'm like, pushed in time. I see everything clearly.
Clearly, Farsight, right? You're Farseer.
Yeah. Okay, we got a spectator back, and the bug was me being in the future. So, But seriously, we got a spectator back, so we have to wait to get them back into the game.
Yeah. So, by the way, like Admirable is casting. Are you gonna be off just this week as well? Because you were off like Thursday last week with Savich. Am I gonna get guests on Thursdays frequently? Since you're always managing the team, basically. You're always.
Thursday was IM for me, and this Thursday is the Hearthstone Summit, and that's the reason. We'll have to see. But I think it's not like every Thursday. But it can happen, you know. You're the constant here.
Just say hi to Crib for me if he's there.
Okay, Crib. I will.
All right, so Sjow's Mech Mage has a, no one drop, but it's not the most crucial thing. It's pretty important to get, but you can afford playing it slowly. But Firebat's deck is looking so far pretty standard. I like the addition, or rather the presence of the BGH. A lot of people in Shaman still haven't made the switch. They're playing 2 hexes, so they think I don't need a BGH, but Dr. Boom is still just way too prevalent to justify not playing.
Mm-hmm. Well, the mirror entity on turn 3...
It curves, but I'm not too sure if it's going to do much at this point. It's pretty good though, because I mean, sure it doesn't play into Feral Spirits, but you're gonna get a tempo swing sometime in the mid game, unless Shaman feeds you a crappy card, like an unbelievably bad one.
Oh, there's a Bloodlust. Hope.
I wonder if Firebat is just going to go full face here with.
I think he will. That's the reason. Why would you kill these? Well, the other reason is to trade with one wolf for the Snowjugger, right? But the other reason was just to make sure you will get more value from the Bloodlust.
But there's 18 damage only from it. I guess that's more than enough, though. The problem is your board then becomes weak, and your transition is fairly awkward. I mean, you coin out Bloodlust, then you play Azure Drake, and then Fire Ellie, then Neptulon. I guess the transition's not too bad. I just feel like you're giving the mage initiative by going face. I don't know if I really like... I don't think he's going to do it. I really doubt he's going to do that. It doesn't feel like a Firebat play to me. I think he's going to go for the consistent game here.
So, Snowjugger, Frostbolt?
Sjow? I don't know what Sjow's going to do. I suspect it's just going to be Yeti or Shredder. I think that makes... I mean, do you really play around Bloodlust?
No way.
There's no way you do.
No.
So I like Mechanical Yeti or Shredder. Slightly weak to a Flame Tongue Totem, but really not that much.
Mana Attack Totem, that's also cool. You can coin it.
I like Bloodlust here though. I would have loved Bloodlust if you had the mana, because he would be able to get.
Yeah, but Mana Attack Totem is also great to play around Mirror Entity, you know.
Yeah, you can just kill it outright without any cost.
Yeah, exactly. You're not losing anything, and you will still use the second wolf to. Oh.
Yeah, I like this because that way you're not damaging your wolves to a ping range.
Well, but you lose some value of the Bloodlust. Well, he's playing around.
I don't think
Blast Mage, right?
I think you can't really play for the Bloodlust at this stage of the game. It's something you do very late game when the mages.
But you will have so much trouble maintaining like above one creature on board against Mech Mage, you know. I think so.
Maybe he's just keeping them for Neptulon's Murlocs.
Oh wait, that actually makes sense.
It sounds weird, but it's a win condition, right? You get 4 free minions that work with one another. You drop them down. You wait 1 turn because they don't have Flame Strike. You then Bloodlust everything. That seems like it's a pretty decent line of play, but look at this. This is not exactly what Firebat wants to do. This is a double Mana Tide in that Shaman.
Interesting.
That's very draw heavy. It's kind of countervening the problem that Shamans are known for, which is they have 0 card draw at all. They tend to play Drakes and maybe a Blood Mage and a Mana Tide, and that's usually it. Gnomish Inventors used to be a pretty big staple, and I'm seeing those Defenders of Argus, so I wouldn't be too surprised if we saw one.
I'm thinking, like, what's the plan for Shaman here? For turn 6 will most likely be one Defender of Argus, right?
Well, we have to figure out what he does.
Spells. You have no spells apart from the Bloodlust, and a really nice addition to this hand would be a Lightning Storm.
You want to get a Lightning Storm as soon as possible, I think. Wow, this is gonna be a really, really good play from Sjow. He's deciding not to play the Snow Chugger. Instead of, I would have probably played Snow Chugger Ping on the Drake instead of playing the Shredder, but I can understand why he doesn't care, since if the Storm does hit, it doesn't really matter that much since you get 2 minions back.
I just muted my microphone for a few seconds, sorry.
That's no problem. Deader won't kill anyone.
What I wanted to say? Well, he did go with the defensive augers and hunted creeper play. That makes sense. Like when you play shaman, you want to get that value from the defensive augers as soon as possible. It's really hard to get the board position on that. Wow. And now there's the bloodless value also. You can play.
I mean, you can play bloodless here and get semi-decent value out of your
and
stuff.
Flame Tongue. So bloodless is +3.
Yeah, you could bloodlust Rockbiter to kill Dr. Boom with a really weak minion.
No, you can clear it with just Flame Tongue, because then your defensive augers has 7 attack. But do you want to use the? I'm not exactly sure if you want to use. You have Big M Hunter, right? So if you play Big M Hunter and Manatite Totem, maybe
that's
and
a pretty.
then
It feels like a slow play, but it's pretty good.
You can stealth the Manatite Totem.
So my question is, do you think Sjow is putting Firebat on a bloodlust at all? I mean, he's seen nothing unusual coming from the shaman. Wow, is Firebat gonna go face or kill those boombots?
I think he should go face.
Yeah, let him make the trade, because anyway, it doesn't really matter. Down goes an Argus, and
that's bad.
Down almost goes the other Argus, so at least one of them will live. I don't understand why he says my shield for Argus and hides behind the shields. He's like, it's like he's throwing you in the fray. He's going up to you, he's like, I'm gonna defend you. Wait, you take that shield. You defend me. I don't get that guy.
Maybe he just knew someone who was named Argus and he's just like, hey, it's your shield.
Okay, I get that. So the spider's name is actually Argus.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that.
And the second one is Fergus.
Okay, it makes a lot of sense now, I guess. Oh my god.
Will have value.
I can't believe this. This is a really good board for Sjow. I mean, Firebat hasn't found any removal so far, and those shredders are sticky.
Is he even playing Storms?
I'm not even sure. A lot of people used to cut it since the overload was a problem, but I mean, when you face the Zoo meta, it made a lot of sense, but when Zoo's kind of out of the way, maybe you can justify not putting it in. So man, if he plays to win, it could be a Neptulon stealth turn, but I honestly, there's so many weird plays.
Well, Neptulon.
No, it's not good.
Doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't help. Fire Elemental is a lot more impactful.
So Fire Elemental, Stealth, and Rockbiter.
You could use Flame Tongue to buff up the Argus to kill a Spider Tank, but the Stealth Rockbiter is probably a lot better. Let's see what comes out. It's a
now you have to kill this.
Yeah, you have to address this guy. There's no question about that.
Yeah.
Insta trade. Doesn't hesitate 1 second. Neither would I in this position. Well, actually, he does hesitate.
You can't really allow him to live, right? Even a silly spare part with +1 attack basically does 2 points of damage for 1 point of mana.
Alright, so Firebat is probably hoping that his opponent trades into the Fire Alley and makes the board control game last longer. Because he might have a chance if the mage does that, but it's not in the mage's advantage to necessarily go for that. We'll see what happens. I'm actually curious, again, because there's a few plays that are really good to make. Going for the board control at this point still is viable from a mech mage's perspective. That's a really good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, he got incredible 2 drops.
Oh wow! And the
now
curve.
This is sick.
I would not play the mech warper.
Why would you play mech warper?
Whoa. Chugga. Okay, so he's just gonna try to get himself a guaranteed no Doom Hammer. I'm guessing. Wow, that's a bit awkward. That's really awkward.
What can you do here? You have to use the Rock Biter to clear the Drake. That's for sure.
I think you have to play.
You have to play Neptulon,
right? On this turn. Yeah, you have to attack the Snow Chugger, then Neptulon. It's the biggest, minion you're going to be able to trade with at this point. You don't even do it for the Murlocs. It's nice, it's a nice addition, but right now that's not what you're looking for. And those are actually not bad.
That's not bad. Definitely not bad.
But look at that stupid Anoyotron. That's not going to be a very good sight for Firebat. No Earth Shocks in sight. No way to really deal with that Divine Shield, in fact. And this Mech Mage is rolling over Firebat. If Firebat doesn't find a Storm here, this is probably going to be the beginning of the end.
Oh wow, a Hex. That's nothing, unfortunately.
So no Mission Venter into Lightning Storm, and that's about it. I can't think of anything else, and that's not the Storm he was looking for. He's going to Hex his own Neptulon. He doesn't. Well, he's dead on board. Yeah, that is game. Yeah. One overkill with a hero power, and that is going to be game 2 in favor of Sjow here. Going to go 2-0 against Firebat. Firebat's match life is on the line.
Wait, it's not lethal.
It's not lethal? Wait, how did I miss that?
I don't know. I'm just counting like 3 times, and it's not. It's 1-0.
Okay, I'm an idiot. Well, never mind me then. I guess I just
don't feel bad, man. He's at 1 point of life, so without a heal, he's dead next to him.
Lightning Storm, well, it's 8 mana, but there is hope.
But then you need
you bring back an Anoyotron here. You have to bring back the Anoyotron.
You will have to get a Lightning Storm and Anti-Healbot.
He doesn't run any healing is probably the reason why he did that. So that's going to be, for real this time, Shjow's game versus Firebat. So Firebat, as I said, match life is on the line. We see he's got all his deck lists still available, so he can play any of Paladin, Shaman, and Warlock if he wants to against Shjow's last deck, Control Warrior. I feel like Firebat could pick Paladin. It's going to be a very safe win, I would expect. Then queue into Shaman. That's going to be a very safe win. And then possibly beat him with Warlock. I really think Firebat still has... And we said that earlier again, and it didn't prove true, but there's a good chance that there's a complete swing back. A reverse sweep here from Firebat.
I was thinking about a different Paladin, Because that Paladin doesn't play Masterful Battle, and Masterful Battle of Quartermaster is one of the reasons why you win against Druid and Warrior,
Well, you remember Control Pally before GVG?
I think you already asked me that today.
And it had about a 99% win rate. Well, I'm exaggerating, but like the win rate against Warrior was incredibly high. And especially if you're running, Harrison Jones and all the usual roster of anti-Warrior cards. I remember that specific deck was really, really favored. So I'm not sure if this is going to turn out the same way. But with Piloted Shredders and Piloted Sky Golems, I can't imagine the Warrior would have enough removal. It's like you've got a Pally with 2 Savannah Highmanes.
Yeah, right. Well, we'll have to see. From what I hear, Firebat will be picking the Warlock for the last deck, which is Warrior.
Against Warrior. So Warlock against Warrior.
So is it Zoo?
I have no idea. I'm surprised he's not picking up the Pally, but I'm guessing... Well, he knows his deck better than I do. I mean, it's Firebat. I'm obviously not going to second guess the BlizzCon World Champion, the guy who's actually studying his Hearthstone probably more than anything else out there. I mean, he does a lot of spreadsheet practice.
Yeah.
So definitely not an underrated player. An overrated player.
Well, we'll have to see how this pans out. My predictions were really off for this match, like an overall.
Really? Well, I mean, I expected really like some the Shaman versus Mage matchup. We still don't see the deck list, so we can't really know if there was a Lightning Storm. If there was one, then I think it's just bad luck on Firebat's part for that last match. But
I still thought like the Paladin should 3-0, but in a different format, so never mind. Well, okay, it's Handlock. And
yeah, it seems like we're gonna be seeing a Handlock versus Control Warrior match. So we're gonna be going to the game shortly. We're currently not on gameplay view. No problem.
As usually, I'm to the future.
Well, actually, the problem is it's getting late. This was a very, very long day, so forgive us if we seem like we're zoning out. So we have Firebat versus the Shjow's Warrior. I'm really just curious again. how good this matchup is now for Handlock. Did anything change since GVG that really makes the matchup?
It's still
better
the same old, you know? You need Big Game Hunter, you need Executes.
This is a greedy warrior, and Firebat is playing Harrison Jones in his Handlock. Double BGH. Okay, this is an insanely one-sided game, I want to say.
Probably. Yes.
I mean, just looking at this, it's incredibly... It feels one-sided already. But there's double execute in Show's hand, so those giants will be dealt with at least at first.
I think you just go with the Acolyte of Pain this time. You want to keep the coin, because your deck is so greedy. Playing a big creature might be more important than coining out a Palter Driller this turn, but Sjow doesn't agree with me, which is not surprising, because most likely he's better with his own deck than me.
Yeah, he goes for the Shredder, and I kind of like that line of play, if only because it establishes a board that can actually handle some of the smaller stuff that the Warlock might play.
Smaller stuff?
You still have no idea what kind of Warlock that is. You've just queued into it. It might be mid-range lock that has a slow start, doesn't drop a Void Walker into your Fire War Axe. So now he knows it's Handlock after seeing the Mountain Giant at the very least.
Hellfire, oh wow, that's nice. But I think you just go with Belcher here.
You could play Belcher to tank the Shredder. It's a pretty good way to mitigate it. Belcher is probably the best minion to handle the Pilot Shredder. It doesn't get much better than that, I don't think. Alright, well, Cruel Taskmaster getting smashed into the Belcher.
Nothing new.
Yep. And that could be a decent Harrison Jones. You get that little bit of value out of the way. The problem with this is...
It's trading directly with the Pilot Shredder, so it doesn't have so much value.
Exactly.
There's a big game hunter, wow.
So if the Giant does come out, I mean, I think Sjow was hoping to get a double Acolyte of Pain Deathspite value, right? Oh!
Now well, this will proc a
Hellfire.
You can't play double Acolyte of Pain.
There's no way. It's too greedy. You're gonna get outvalued way too hard. You're gonna have to force your opponent to play a single Hellfire into this. And actually, worse than that, he's gonna be able to get the Giant and the Hellfire playing into Execute, but he doesn't seem to be worried by that. He's already seen the one, so the odds of having a second one. But good thing for Sjow, though. He's got a Shield Slam, he's got a Shield Maiden to go with it, he's got a BGH, he's got an Execute. So this is probably not too bad for Sjow. Although oh my god, the Warlock is gonna start coming down on this board next turn. It's gonna be crazy. You have that Sneasel, Shredder, Ragnaros, Sylvanas. How many threats can you really realistically handle here at Sjow?
You can't really. Well, good thing is that the Icera is not killed by the double Big Game Hunter there, but still too many threats, I think. Too many. Oh, and it even kills the Shield Maiden. It's perfect outcome for Firebat here.
So Sjow has seen two Mountain Giants. He's expecting the Moltens eventually, but not yet. So he's going to take care of that Rag with BGH, drop the Sludge Belcher, and my thinking is he just hopes that his Ysera is able to carry him. But there's an Iron Beak Cowl, and that's going to make short work of her ability to snowball out of control.
And double Molten Giants.
Yeah, imagine a Shadow Flame here.
Yeah.
Sylvanas Shadow Flame on Ysera, you win the game. I'm exaggerating slightly.
He's going full face.
Yeah, so, but there's no point trading with Sneeze. You're just gonna lose the game.
Yeah, that's right. But I was just thinking like, no. Uh-oh.
So you attack that Sludge, and then.
But you can't clear Icera still.
No, you Shadow Flame Sylvanas. You win the game. You attack the Belcher.
Never mind. I'm stupid. Yeah, it's too late. It's too late for me. Why would you play two Molten Giants now when you could?
I don't understand, but maybe there will be.
So he goes for my play because maybe he's tired too. Like he wants
do you think my play is just
no? He just that was a mistake. he wanted to do what I wanted to do. So silence the Belcher and Shadow Flame the Molten Giant to kill everything.
Oh wow, okay, that's a huge investment.
Yeah, and that Sylvanas was way better.
But either way, he's still pretty ahead on board, I'd say. So unless Sjow picks up his win condition right now, Firebat is just putting his face in his hands, realizing, hey, what have I done here? Well, lucky for him, Sjow doesn't have the Grom Hellscream. with the Cruel Taskmaster.
Yeah, that would...
That would be lethal right now.
Yeah.
And it could still be soon. There's no taunt right now in Firebat's hand, so if Sjow draws enough cards, this could still be winnable. Get that shield block, Acolyte of Pain.
Do you think you go for cycling the deck?
I'm thinking about that right now, but I'm not sure how fast you could really cycle before you die.
But whatever you play on board just dies.
Everything
so
you play.
It doesn't really make any sense.
Well, you have to play shield block, I think. You want to get at least a chance to find something you really need. The question is whether or not you play Acolyte of Pain Drake or just Sludge Belcher.
I don't think you should go with Belcher first. I think we both agree on that.
Well, shield block, shield slam would still work the same way. He might not even shield block, depending, because he can't guarantee that he's gonna get a shield slam with it. Yeah, but if he could guarantee the slam,
there was no taunts this turn, so if he would just cycle his deck, maybe he'll win next turn. You know.
Firebat still not finding a defensive Argus or Sunfear Protector. He shakes his head in disbelief because really, what are the odds? He's drawn so many cards and he hasn't found a single one. And now he's getting worried about that Grom. He didn't see it last turn, but his Acolyte of Pain is gonna draw at least one card.
Well, only one, I think.
Yep. And he uses the Dark Bomb on it. Let's see what Sjow picks up. This is gonna be the big draw here for Sjow. The next 2 turns are gonna be determining. He finds Dr.
Boom, which is not bad.
I mean, I'd play that with shield block if I've got nothing better. Oh, the shield slam pickup. He can just execute shield slam. I mean, you know what? He doesn't even have to. You just play this and execute the giant.
Yeah.
This is crazy good for him. He keeps the shield maiden and shield block with shield slam for the 10 damage. It's an incredible shield slam. It kills pretty much. Actually, it kills anything in the game.
It kills Hearthstone.
Yeah.
The whole game.
Yeah, the entire game.
Yeah.
It kills it.
Okay, second Shadow Flame, so you can take the Dr. Boom if you really want that.
You could just be, I mean, well, he finally finds his defender. It took everything, but he finally finds it, and now, unless Sjow gets a brawl, a really good brawl.
Yeah, now he's safe.
You know what? What if those boom bots
hit for 8?
What if those boom bots?
Well, we saw some really funky shit. Oh, sorry. Really funny situations today. So maybe it will happen. It can happen.
Well, I mean, this Drake is dead to Shield Slam and Shield Maiden, so it's not impossible that Sjow just picks up, removes this taunt, and Firebat doesn't find a second one. It's absolutely possible that this taunt gets negated and then there's no follow-up. Now Sjow has to decide what he wants to do with this, because he can afford... He has 2 choices. Either he goes for Armor Smith, Armor Up, attack with the Boom Bots, and Shield Slam for 8.
I think you have to kill the Drake with the Shield Slam, because how do you deal 8 points of damage?
That's pretty easy. The question is whether you do it with Shield Maiden or with Armor Smith. And he does it with Armor Smith, so I kind of like that line of play. A bit better, in fact. So let's see what the Boombot hits. It hits the BGH for 1 point. What he wanted to see. This Fiery War Axe going straight to Sneeds, and let's see what comes out of it. Hopefully it's not a Hogger, because that's going to put him behind a little bit. Oh my goodness. This could be GG here.
So now you just go face?
I think you tried to... I mean, you can't...
No, you have to go face. You have to go the face, because if you kill...
yeah, you go
into a minion, then your bomb goes into most likely a minion.
Yeah. You could hit the Argus, because anyway it's gonna die to Baron Geddon. So I don't dislike that line of play, but it's gonna take a little bit of RNG to make it optimal. He's gonna have to Shadow Flame that Geddon.
Yeah, never mind. I was just thinking that the Baron Geddon will flame this turn. I don't know why.
Oh no, it's at the end of the player's turn, so...
Never mind then, never mind.
Alright, so Shadow Flame's gonna get... I mean, I would assume he's gonna Shadow Flame this Geddon. I mean, do you really keep it? Is it safe?
Why would you kill the Armor Smith with a Big Game Hunter?
So he's gonna keep the Geddon?
That's really, really risky. So you play double Ancient Water and...
Taunt up, I guess.
Yeah, think so.
I would venture to say Sylvanas Watcher and Sunfury might be a bit better, because that way if they play a big threat, they still have to deal with Sylvanas as a whole. But this is so dangerous. He hasn't found the healing that he really wants. Well, he's still forcing the warrior in an awkward position. That's 2 damage less, 2 health less, sorry, that he's got. And now Sjow needs to pick up a really good draw, and that is not quite it, unfortunately. But he's still not out of this. He attacks that. Do you even attack Baron Geddon? I mean, how dead are you if you don't? 7, 5, yeah. Well, 7, 5, that's 12. If you actually just armor up Shield Maiden and let Geddon do, like, you attack the...
But if you play a minion, then the Geddon will sacrifice itself.
Yeah, you can't do that. Oh, man. This might be a whirlwind turn where you just let Geddon kill everything, right?
Yes.
Because you're not dead to Sylvanas and Geddon on their own. Unless the Warlock gets a Dark Bomb, then you're dead. You just insta-die.
The problem is that you don't have any executes left. And,
well, no, you whirlwind the 2-1. He's left with Geddon and Sylvanas for 12. You can armor up to 16 total.
Yeah, I know, but what do you do next turn? You have no option of killing that Baron Geddon, apart from the weapon.
So maybe the play is just weapon.
Well, okay, it will be at 1 point of HP, so you can draw into Taskmaster and kill the Geddon.
Yeah, but then your wind condition is gone. So I guess you have to just whirlwind, and then attack Geddon, and then Shield Maiden armor up. It's so weak, though. I don't like that, but he's got to do it. He does it.
Now...
Well, that's 14 health. He's not out of the game yet. I mean, Firebat needs to top deck healing, Jiraxxus, and everything else. Well, that's one piece.
Is insane here.
Yeah, how exactly is Sjow's going to get out? I'm trying to figure out what Sjow might have that even hits for that. A Swagnaros might win.
Bro.
A sniper rag would take the game.
Well, yeah, that's right.
Oh man, if it does. Fiery War Axe.
No, that's not helping at all. And now you can't even play the Emerald Drake.
You have to, but you don't know what you're... I mean, you're just going to lose it to Sylvanas, so you're going to have to wait for a little while.
Yeah. So you just kill the Belcher, Fiery War Axe, the Little Slime, and armor up. And that's it. Then your next turn you can kill the Ancient Watcher and die to Sylvanas.
Well, let's see what...
You got 10 points, so you're one off...
Of death, of guaranteed death, yeah. You're one off guaranteed death, and Firebat knows that there's nothing. There is nothing right now in Sjow's deck that could kill him from 4, that can't kill him from 6.
Oh wait.
Well, there is Grom though.
That was Grom.
He's at the Grom.
He's at the Grom.
Wait, was that a mistake? Was that a mistake? No, he was hoping for that Grom Hellscream. So what exactly was Firebat looking for? Siphon Soul, Anti-Heal Bot? I guess there's like a million possible outs actually left in his deck.
But he has to play like double bots or double Farseers for heal.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Really close.
Well, I don't know how many cards were left in Sjow's deck at the very end, but he drew through so many cards. He only got 1 card from each Acolyte of Pain, and those draws are really important because you want to get as many cards as you can, especially against another control deck. You know, your card draw doesn't compete with a Warlock's life tap. There is no way. You've got Shield Block, you've got Acolytes of Pain, and that's about it. So you really have to get them early, and hopefully you get 2 cards out of each of them. But in this case, it was 1. So ultimately, he was short on cards. Even with the Ysera Dream card, it did nothing. Well, Sjow's going to go back to his Warrior, and Firebat is going to move on to his Paladin. So we're going to see exactly how this matchup pans out. Does that mean that Firebat thinks his Shaman is less favored? That is probable.
Shaman less favorable against Warrior. I didn't think I would ever say that.
Yeah, I really think the Paladin build that he's got, if this is the purple turtle, quote-unquote, then it's probably a bit better than Shaman. But we'll see exactly. Maybe he just feels more comfortable playing that specific deck. I mean, how do you deal with Pilot Sky Golem as Warrior? It's such a pain. It's the same as a high main. It's the neutral high main, essentially.
That's very true.
I will fight with honor.
Okay, we're starting with the game. So Sjow has a big game hunter in his opening hand, which will be kind of useless against Paladin, as most Paladins are not using anything apart from Dr. Boom. for that card.
Let's see what both players have. This is going to be a very long game, so I urge you to, you know, get your popcorn, get your drinks. These are noticeably, besides maybe Freeze Mage, the longest games that have ever exist. The shortest Control Warrior versus Control Pally game was me versus Kit Kats at WCA, because I threw the game on like turn 4. But you're never gonna see that again. You're never gonna see that again. It's
okay.
Never
I will not be asking what happened.
No. I was lost in my head, outplaying myself. Pretty typical, I guess, nerve case. So this is gonna be a lot of 1-1ing here for the Paladin. This is gonna be the best way to win. Yay! 2/2 and armor up value.
And 10-5 Belcher into turn 6 Maiden.
It's a pretty good curve, honestly. It's not that bad. And if you play as a true silver, you consider the Harrison Jones.
I think you can't go greedy with that Harrison Johnson. Just play it for the value as soon as possible. No.
Yeah, you can't play it.
Yeah, you can't be greedy. You just play it as soon as possible, you know?
Look at this tactic from the Paladin, just spawning those unbearable 1-1s, and Sjow is playing and finding his whirlwind here. This is going to matter a lot if the 1-1s get out of control again.
But as we know, there's no Quartermaster. Well, we almost know that, right?
Yep. So Firebat has a Black Knight in this Paladin deck, which, generally speaking, against Warrior, the only time you get value out of it is against a Belcher, so this is a very good call. Coining it out. He still has a Kodo in his hand to deal with those, the Slime, the Cruel Tasks, the Acolytes of Pain, the Armor Smiths. A lot of the cards in the Warrior deck get negated by that Kodo.
Still, the Shield Maiden now, will be trading for the Black Knight, so that's kind of cool. But maybe even not. The Black Knight will kill the little Slime, then the Warrior can follow up with Death Spite and just kill the Black Knight there.
I would probably consider killing the Golem and then trading my 5/5.
That doesn't make any sense.
You haven't seen a single equality. The Paladin's been playing 1-1s all game because that's what he does.
Yeah, and I mean, consecration also.
Yeah, this is a very long, drawn-out game. You play forever. This is the type of game you play for about, 15 minutes before things are... Oh, so this is a really good outcome for Sjow. This is the worst 4-drop, I think.
I think so.
Oh my goodness. Gonna put the Shield Maiden on 4 health only. So that's gonna mean he has to True Silver to get around. He can't just Consec.
And if you True Silvers, then you play Harrison Jones? I think you do.
Yeah, I think you attack is you could let him trade with Jeeps, I guess. Let him make the trade, because either way you're still gonna be... I mean, what could come out against that? Oh, I don't like playing into... No, you shouldn't do that, I don't think, against Pally. As boring as it sounds. But maybe Sjow knows better. I feel like you can just play it so slowly that you will eventually get to the end of it. But right now he's just trying to put too much stuff on the board, and he's gonna get punished a little bit, I feel. Well, he doesn't want to play it slowly. I'm disappointed.
Yeah, I want to say that, but... So the best turn is Peacekeeper True Silver Champion?
You don't even need to Peacekeep. But sure.
Well,
like, you just don't need to.
So that's he goes for the quality?
It doesn't even matter what you do. Like, it's almost like you can't lose in this match. It sounds boring, I know. Like, you can just play it, you attack into 2-1, then you Kodo because you can Equality Wild Pyro, you can do, like, a billion things. Like, there's, I don't know. There's so few ways for Paladin to lose this unless they mess up and get a bad Alex Draws out of the face like I did. I'm probably the only Control Pally who has lost to a Control War in history. Alright, so we'll see the True Silver Champion without Aldo Peacekeeper, because as I said, it's gonna be a long drawn-out match, and I think Firebat's in it for the long game. Now, Dr. Boom might come out, but Harrison Jones is also really tempting in this position. I'd probably just go for the Jones.
For the Jones, yeah. Thinking so too, but then rest of your hand is really bad. Like you can't play Whirlwind because there's no point in that. The second weapon is also not really like you can't really do 3 warlocks because it will kill the death spite and then kill your own creature. Beacon Hunter is reactive.
Alright, so he goes for the Doctor Boom play, and he's gonna be very aggressive, is what this means.
And now we'll see equality, Pyromancer equality, right?
It's gonna be I think it's gonna be a pretty straightforward one at that, and you might even use your last Receiver Charge to make sure you don't get Jones on the back of this, but it's gonna depend on what he wants to do. I feel like his follow-ups with Antique Healbot and Lay on Hands are gonna put him way too far out of reach until Sjow finds the inevitable Alex Strauza combo.
Oh, he goes.
There's like,
what?
Maybe he doesn't want to give too much armor to his opponent. That's one of the ways Warrior can stay and top deck the Alex, 1-2 punch with Grom. But he's got so much healing. I'm not sure why he's worried. Maybe a bad Ragnaros on the back of this.
We'll have to see the outcome. Like, if the
Boombots hit hard, there might be a lethal here with Grom. Because the Death Spite is activated. Uh-oh.
And 6. That's exactly lethal with Grom and Whirlwind.
He's dead to Grom and he's just...
Nope. Second time, no Gromesh in sight.
Yeah, and Sjow must have been pretty happy to see that the Boombots did their job, but unfortunately for him, not enough of a job. And I would consider just using my Death Spite and playing Jones here, because you have the Whirlwind to enable your Grom Hellscream from now on. Firebat knows there's no Grom Hellscream, it would have been played already, so he's got to take a sigh of relief there. Not going 3-1.
Well, now you have to go with the Harrison Jones, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty good Harrison Jones. It's not amazing, but it's at least going to give you... you're going to be digging through that deck. Now, you can't play your own axe, because if you do, you're just feeding a possible Harrison Jones.
Exactly.
Alright, well, Firebat's going to be able to stabilize here. Very well, in fact.
Stabilize, it's... Well, he still has, like, second land hand, so... Without the Grom really soon, there's no way of killing that Paladin in the upcoming turns, like, with so much health.
Yeah, you know what's frustrating right now? It shows like, oh, now I have to play the board game again, but I can't. It's one battle I don't really win.
He didn't draw Ragnaros yet, right? In 2 games.
No, as I said, like the Ragnaros was Sniper Rag last game, and this game it was one of the worries of Firebat. And now, Paladin is actually back on the defensive, unfortunately for him. Humility Kodo will come in handy.
Mm-hmm. But I think you just go with anti-Killbot here.
No, you can't afford taking damage in this position. You have to not take
you're
damage.
right. Yeah.
You have no more healing. If this warrior gets any damage in, you're gonna be in a world of hurt. You've used up 1 heal bot and your lay on hands. So this warrior is actually standing a pretty good chance of taking the game. Oddly enough.
Those draws are awful.
For the warrior?
Yeah. Like 3 times in a row you draw a weapon? Or 2?
Yeah. I mean, they're really definitely not good. And right now, there's a complete board wipe here coming from Firebat with the Kodo. If he wants to use it, he doesn't even have to, but it is one of the lines of play he can take. Alright, Sjow Maiden's out of the way, and now Sjow is having to deal 20 damage.
There's the Gromesh.
You have to start whittling down your opponent's health with that Death Bite and that Fiery War Axe and hope there is no taunt at any point ever. Which we know there is,
so you just for face,
4.
yeah.
A few times, yeah. But
so you still need, even without any heal or any taunts, you will still have to top deck Taskmaster to win this game. And as we know, there's a Guardian of King to heal Firebat out of the range again.
Yep, and this is exactly why this Paladin deck tends to not lose against Warrior. They can maintain themselves out of... Because the real only way, or the most common way that Warriors beat, other control decks is very simply through the 1-2 punch with Grom. Mm-hmm. And when they can't get that done because you're overhealing and outvaluing them with, sticky minions, they get frustrated and they can't even kill you. So it's not impossible here for Sjow to win, but I feel like right now it feels pretty one-sided.
What
I think you have to just go face with the weapon.
You keep trying to power through and hope you get your brawl when things get out of control.
You got another weapon, so additional 6 points of damage.
So Paladin has another 2 health on that True Silver, so you're looking at 24. So 16 health. Can you really? I think you could try to burst right now and force him to deal with this, but he's gonna try for that. Oh wow. Well, that takes a lot of balls, because right now there's possibility of another Aldo or possibly another Equality in the Paladin's hand, and if he pops any of those out, or even just a silence, your Grom is negated, and the BGH comes out. So Sjow is right now feeling like the Rag is the only option, and he's not wrong.
He's not wrong, and Sjow might be just losing his potential game-winning cards every single time something happens on board. So I don't think he even plays Ragnaros, you know.
It's possible that he doesn't. I mean, he might be getting a good Ysera as well. I mean, Paladin, if it runs out of removal and Ysera sticks, if the Equality is gone at that point and the silence doesn't exist, then you stand a chance of getting good value out of it, but it's fairly unlikely. And now the power cards are coming out for Firebat. The Sky Golem is actually really hard to deal with as Warrior.
It is. But still, now Firebat knows there's almost no burst potential from Sjow, apart from Ragnar's, and he didn't show that the last time.
I don't know if I would sub out Ysera for Ragnaros, you know? I feel like both those cards are fairly... Oh man, this is such a bad position. Do you Cruel Task BGH that Lotheb, or... I mean, you could Whirlwind, use the Anoitron to kill Senjin, and Cruel Task BGH that Lotheb, but you have 0 cards in hand past that point.
There's
literally
no
zero
good play
cards
here. There's no good play here.
Yeah, this is a case of Control Warrior.
The least bad is probably Pickem Hunter Lotheb.
Yeah, you trade everything with that Whirlwind into Senjin with your weapon, and then you BGH Lotheb, but it's not even good, and Sjow knows it. He knows this is not a good position, and this is the power of Paladin, I feel. Control Pally is an archetype that is getting a lot of... I mean, I guess it's just not getting represented at all. A lot of people don't even consider it. It's kind of out of the metagame for a long time now. Everybody thinks of Pally now as this mid-range only deck, but that's absolutely not the case.
It's very true. I wasn't considering myself, but it might really work when you pick a line of strategy like this one, when you just abuse the outcome against control decks, right?
Yep, exactly. And this deck is especially tailored for that. And I wonder if Purple Drank actually talked with Firebat about it, if Firebat made the call on his own. I wouldn't be surprised if they consulted, obviously. Oh man, this is the purple list. Double lay on hands. It doesn't get greedier or slower than that for Pally.
Wow.
And this is the moment where Paladin comes back in the game and takes the lead.
Yeah. Now Departed Sky Golem will just grind the armor through the armor, I mean.
Oh wow, that's a funny card. Haven't seen that one in a bit. But Equality, Iron Beak Owl, pick your choice. It's not as though Firebat suddenly is in a bad spot because of that card. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Hoot Hoot.
He doesn't... well, Hoot Hoot or just Equality? I think just Hoot Hoot, right?
I would Hoot Hoot, but I mean, people have different playstyles regarding this specific outcome. If you're going to lay on hands, I think you're going to have enough options as a follow-up that you can afford using Hoot Hoot. Oh, he has his own KT. Alright, he's going to take his sweet time then.
Equality? Especially when you have KT in your hand, I don't think Equality is a must now.
I guess he really doesn't want KT to get the Sludge Belcher, but is he gonna not use the Belcher? I mean, I would still use the Belcher here, so in which case, why not use Equality? You could just go full face and let the warrior trade, since either way everything dies. Yeah, Belcher. Wait, Belcher would have gotten a 2-for-1 there. The slime would have killed the other minion.
Isira. Well, that's one of the best drops, but still won't do anything, I think.
Well, what does it need to draw? A faceless? Yeah, that's gonna do nothing.
That's like a reverse unstable portal.
This is the moment where Sjow is gonna have a 412 to go through Tyrion and infinite amounts of damage. Wow,
Shield
such
slam.
value.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so you shield slam the 6-1. It spawns a Shredder. You nightmare the Shredder, so it dies at the beginning of the next turn. It spawns a Doomsayer, and then there's no board on the power inside.
We are not playing between each other, you know?
I know this is a real game.
Well, Paladin can have secrets.
Yeah, they can. It would have been good value in one of those rank 17 decks.
Oh, just come on. Let's end this game.
Firebat is overthinking this.
Oh, just go. Just kill him.
You know what he's worried about? Probably a brawl into some funky comeback, but I can't imagine what type of cards it would take.
No, even
Yeah,
think about brawl. You just have KT then.
No, but he brawls and then you can't.
No,
get
you can't play KT.
You're gonna get Ashbringer. Is what's gonna happen. Man, I'm falling asleep. Holy crap. Wake me up when September ends, boys. Alright, KT comes down, and here comes the Shredder, the useless Shredder. And Sjow chooses death. As I was saying, this deck from Firebat, I mean, can definitely handle the warrior. And now, Sjow is forced in the position of keeping his warrior. Say what?
I'm forced into exhaustion.
Well, imagine Firebat. He has to play another game with that warrior. He has to go with his shaman now. So it's gonna be shaman versus warrior for the last match. It's supposed to be again a very, very slow game because that's the way the match plays out. It's a totem up, totem up, totem up.
Firebat will have to abuse the bloodlust.
Exactly. Yeah, I got my first legend on a bloodlust against Control War. It felt so good to get all those
Interesting.
Oh man, bloodlust is good.
Well,
interesting.
let's just jump.
Can we please play this game? Can we at least start it? Even Firebat, we're looking at his webcam. He's drinking a Red Bull because he can't fall. He can't just wake up here. There's no way. He can't stay up.
We started casting today 6 hours ago, and this is only 4 matches.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Resident Sleeper. If you guys want a new emote, screenshot this.
Yeah, that's us.
Oh, come on, Shaman, get out. Okay, we are starting as soon as the player starts. So, Shaman, I think because of the double hex, double Earth Shock. I don't know if he runs double Earth Shock. I don't even know if we saw one last game.
We saw one.
Okay, so Firebat has
wait, that was Gara.
Yeah, Firebat, I haven't seen any Lightning Storms, no Earth Shock on Firebat's Shaman, so I'm feeling like his deck is a bit off the beaten path. We saw an Epsilon, which is fairly standard. We saw the usual array of removal, but I saw no Storm. And if there is no Storm, then he's abusing the control matchup, because Storm against a Warrior is a completely dead card. Or at least almost completely dead. I mean, you can get some value, but not a huge amount.
So it begins. Can't wait for this. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, goodness.
No, spectator bug.
No, you're not serious.
Yeah,
you are not serious.
Oh.
Even Savich in the chat is like, really exciting, and he's falling asleep with Resident Sleeper. If Savich finds your control matchups too long, they're definitely too long.
Yeah, something is wrong with.
Yeah, with your control matchup. Alright, so that totemic call, man, this is crazy. So, totem up, it's gonna happen for the next 25 turns, probably. I don't see why it would be any different. We're gonna hope
Firebat was slapping himself, like
trying to wake himself.
Wake up.
So the really important card here for see, this is a pretty good pickup, but I don't think it's gonna do much. Firebat really wants to force his opponent to play his weapons on totems. So
on totems.
Yeah, Firebat is definitely asleep. You just sight. Yeah, because if your opponent warrior is using his Fiery War Axe on totems, what ends up happening is he's using cards on nothing. It's the same situation as Paladin, right? He's just doing nothing with this card.
Spot on analysis.
Yeah. This casting is devolving slowly into madness.
Yeah, I have to admit, I'm not the best caster, but this game is just squeezing the last amount of anything from me.
Oh my goodness. Alright, so I think a good Sludge Belcher here is probably the way to play the turn. Get that Feral Spirit out of the way and use your Belcher to remove the further totems that the Shaman's gonna play. You don't want to get that War Axe, the Death Bite out on the field just yet.
Crackle. Okay,
you know what? Firebat prepared so hard against Sjow. It's obvious that Harrison Jones Black Knight into Shaman. I mean, with the BGH we saw earlier, it is so built against Shaman. I mean, against Sjow right now. It's crazy.
Well, Sjow had an early lead, 2-0.
Yeah.
But it seems that he will not be able to squeeze a win with that warrior.
It's possible that he can get it. It's just that Firebat's lineup is so good against Sjow's warrior that, you know, in a conquest format, when you're stuck with the deck, instead of having it be eliminated, it's hugely favored for whoever tailors their deck around their opponent. And I feel like, you know, Conquest has the benefit of not allowing counter picks as heavily as Last Hero Standing, but this is probably as heavy in the counter picking as you're gonna get.
Yep. Well, that's the reason why you don't play warrior in Conquest.
Well, we just see an amazing double Acolytes of Pain Death by AoE. Sjow is gonna pick up 2 cards here, and Firebat doesn't run Lightning Storms that I'm aware of. So picture the amount of damage these Acolytes are gonna do. This is really problematic for Firebat. He wants to get value, but Sjow's going to be able to use his Acolytes very effectively with the Cruel Taskmaster here. Get himself a kill on the wolf.
That's the second Taskmaster, by the way.
Yep.
So you play Taskmaster, Armorsmith, Armor?
Yep, it's going to be a pretty... Well, you could even play the Cruel Task first in case you think you're going to get a Belcher. And I think that might have been perhaps a wiser line of play.
Yeah, you're right.
But ultimately, I don't think...
That will be a Belcher now. Pile the treasure, that's even better.
That would have been so much better than playing the Armorsmith, I think.
Yeah.
But we'll see how things pan out. I mean, he might find a Fiery War Axe off that second Acolyte. He drew a total of 4 cards this turn.
He won't attack with that second Acolyte, you know? I think.
Yeah. Not afraid of Earth Shock? Okay, no Earth Shock. Well, Firebat still has a really good hand. He couldn't get massive value out of the Manatide, but Harrison Jones is going to pay off at some point, and he knows it. Well, it's going to be a pretty boring turn. The Defensive Argus is going to come down. This is
the pretty boring turn. Okay.
Yeah. We just played an entire matchup with Pally, and I'm like, this is the boring turn. And Lothar's like, are you sure? Because there seems to be another 1,000 ahead. So Sjow's going to be fine here. He's going to get himself a really good hand. He's going to be able to handle the aggression that's coming his way. I mean, if Firebat finds a Bloodlust, and Sjow hasn't removed most of this board, Sjow did not see the Bloodlust last game, so he might get taken off guard completely by it.
That's very true. So, Boom?
You play maybe Fiery War Axe Shield Maiden here, or some kind of combination of weapons and a minion.
Then Target Shredder seems to be the best.
Yep, looks like a good play. You even get to remove 2 minions off this board, so the Flame Tongue value is diminished slightly.
But still, the Flame Tongue value will go from Haunted Creeper. Oh, there's the Bloodlust.
That would have been... Wait. That would have been... Actually, if you hadn't cleared those minions, this would have been an insane amount of damage. Almost. With the Flame Tongue Totem and the Crackle, it would have been near lethal.
With Flame Tongue, that's basically guaranteed lethal, I think.
With Crackle? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Well, Harrison Jones is coming down. That's going to kill off the Shredder. Give a card draw to Firebat, who finds a Gnomish Inventor. And Nerebar Weblord, that's why he couldn't play it. Wow, 6 mana Gnomish Inventor. But look at the amount of cards that Sjow can play now. Shield Maiden and Dr. Boom are going to cost a fortune.
That's unfortunate. Well, you have to sacrifice the Weblord into Harrison Jones then.
Yeah, you have to get rid of it. You want to keep it for the sake of removing those 1/1s, but it's not really. You could just play Sarah, really, but I don't know. It's kind of a weak play. Oh, Stoneclaw. He can't actually sacrifice it. Wait.
No, why?
Firebat. Did you really think about that? I guess you did.
Why would you? Never mind. Okay, next turn. Exciting times. So Dr. Boom.
You kill the Flame Tongue because you don't want to get red, but I think that is lethal for Firebat.
Is it? It's 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 14, 17, 20.
With the Crackle, that's GG, I think.
23 with Crackle at least. So he's 1 off. Well,
At
he can
least.
go for...
I'm going for it. There's no way he does it.
You go for Air Power Totem and you get lethal guaranteed. Why don't you go first for that?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Wait, you have...
You still do it. It doesn't matter whether or not. Yeah, there's a guaranteed lethal right there at 3 damage. He wins automatically. There's no win.
Oh yeah, well, sorry, then I miscounted. Yeah, well played. 5.
Wow, Sjow got lusted, and Firebat with the reverse sweep that I personally really expected. I expected Firebat's lineup to go.